Yeah. And it's 6:17, we'll call the meeting to order. Sorry for the delay, but we had audio issues. Mostly, we didn't know how to run the audio. So, the first thing we were going to tackle today during the budget section was roads. Do 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys all want more here instead? I'm hungry. Yeah, I'm coming. You guys are in on this. We didn't work here anymore, don't you? Oh, I didn't work here anymore. Good questions. I might be able to help. I just want to see. Hey. Kathy, just the one that we were just talking about. Yeah. When you were getting married, right here. She did get it. Yeah. She must have brought it in that day. No, it says January 26th. But she said, oh, I thought I didn't need it until March. You're like, no. So basically what we're gonna do now is we're gonna start at expenses. You gotta stop here. Yeah, I'm working on it. Yeah. No worries. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna start right about here. Second. Yeah, second section starts expenses. First one's ATV stickers. Yeah. We budgeted 100. Obviously, that's not anything you're concerned about. But we budgeted 100. We spent 42. I think we do that at 100. Now, this will be a question for Tom because we budgeted 500 for advertising. I know we've done some advertising looking for positions. So we're gonna have to figure out where that went. I think Danny said it cost us about $50 every time we ran it. Yeah. Probably went under the general fund under select board expense. General fund, select board expense. Who's got 500? No, who's got 0? Did you go there? Well, I don't know. That's what I put it in. Yeah, I think we can use that 500 for now. CDL licensing and training. We did just talk about possibly looking at a part-time position, and if that person were to be the employee you're looking for, we might be looking to put some money into them. I can tell you that the training right now for a class A is 6,700. So about a class B, that's probably half. No, it's about 5,800. It's really when it comes to paying for it, it doesn't make any sense to go for a B. So no. But did we use any last year? We used $100 last year. So if we leave 3 in there, we have roughly 6. Yeah. And I think if the right person comes along, we can probably scrape together another $1,000 for a CDL training. Mm-hmm. But are either of you two guys up for renewal this year? I am. You are. Okay, so that'll be another $100 there. So I mean, it's not really that big. It depends on a couple different things. I think you can only renew as long as your Medicare goes. No, mine's been 4 years. 4 years. Okay. So it's less endorsements only been. Yeah, that's right. 3 years. Yeah. So I mean that I think the 3,000 is probably sufficient. You need it 3. Yeah. Building allotment. I'm assuming since I'm only up to date to November, you guys have another allotment that you're going to get before the end of the year. Yeah, it could have been. It'll be in with the December stuff. Okay.
Cause it was on the consistent.
To repair a tire.
Yeah.
Okay, so that 15 period is probably sufficient?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hire a fourth main, we're going more $500.
We gotta hire urgent first.
Well, you can't talk about that on the guys.
I think that $500, I think we could find if needed, there's other places where we can move it from and put it back if need be, if we get that, it's like, man.
But I think your PPE comes out something different.
It's a separate.
Right, so there'll be something.
Yeah, cause that one's mandated, we, that, purpose, that's another. This is more like your, so checking through or.
Question, clothing,
No.
is it just clothing or is it their boots? Are they required a certain boot or shoe to wear? Because
It's,
for instance, Dave has clothing allotment and he has a boot allotment.
yeah. I think the way it's worked in the past, correct me if I'm wrong, Mac, is it's $500. And it's whatever you might need that year, so if you don't need boots, you can buy $500 worth of clothes. If you need a pair of boots, you can buy the boots. I mean, we all know prices of everything are going up, I mean.
It's just, you know, you wear boots every day, they don't
Yeah.
last for the second year.
Yeah,
You know,
no, I get that.
just something to think about, I guess.
We need to remember that Tammy isn't here and she's going to be taking the minutes from the recording, so if anything pertinent is more to the floor.
Give your mic going. Sorry.
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 So for the sake of the record, he was just asking about boots, whether that is part of that $500 code now, not. And the answer is yes.
That is not here. Contract labor. Says we didn't have any this year, we didn't have to hire anybody in. For ditches, culverts.
The only thing with there would be Jock moving the excavator.
Okay,
I would think that would be under. Excavator? No, I don't think it was. Would that?
there is an excavator expense, it's $900.
It's probably-
More than that though, wasn't
$300 a piece, how many times do you commit?
it?
You think that might be it?
Alright.
So what we can do is we'll get Tom to move that. And we'll just notify him that anytime the excavator is moved, that needs to be considered contracted labor. Culvert, we put in $5,000,
Will we jump ahead at 5,000 too much or not, or
it really depends on the year,
how much is in that account right now? Is it just
5,000.
5?
So like, if we can, yeah. So if something happens, $5,000 won't scratch the surface. I mean, if we have another flood, then unless we get people to volunteer their equipment like they did last time, we could be in trouble.
A quick question. Would
Yep.
Fallon for towing equipment, would that be under contract later?
No,
Would
that'd be under
equipment
repair. Yeah. Cause that usually gets coded to the piece of equipment that they saw on, and then we.
So should that contract, what would be an ideal number? How much would you want in that account?
I almost feel like that one is kind of like the repair fund. Where we should have a set number in there every year
Yeah.
and try to bring it back up with
Yeah.
that. I mean. So whatever you want, I know it's gonna be double that. Ideally, it'd be 10. Okay, so we did 5 for this year.
But with a goal, we want to get it to 10 within the next.
And we'll have to remember that, whatever we take out is all we ask
Right, well, that,
on the next budget.
Yeah.
Cause that should, like you said, minus the 8 or 900. There should be 41 in there, so theoretically, we can bring that up in 91.
Right, and so next year it'll be 100 plus whatever we said.
Right. Sorry, culverts. I don't know what's in culverts next year. I was gonna say, what's the 18-inch? 20-foot culvert, or 43, I haven't looked at it in a while.
I got a phone in front, I don't remember.
Not a clue.
No,
We did not buy any this year because we had put a pile down there. and we
Okay.
still have to do, but I think you might as well leave that the same.
leave it at 5,
Yeah.
okay. Television, all that stuff, that's right there, right, community. Just something. This building, something weird as, available. Ditch straw. And stone. I know you guys use some of that, but it says we got 15,000 and we didn't use any of it. You guys had to buy some stuff.
Well, I think most of it we had,
You did even.
we had the stone. And then the fabric or seed and stuff, we already had that on hand,
Yeah,
so that's probably why the number didn't move.
so that being said, do you think? Should we leave it at 15 or should we drop that to 10?
10 because it's gonna be stone line ditch, you know what I mean?
Right here on the stone line, everything, and we have the correct materials in the ditch to do the stone line.
Right,
So basically, all you need to buy is the straw, or not the straw, but the seed for the seed for the hydro seeder.
Yeah.
And the rollout straw, is basically the only materials you'll have to buy.
Right, well, we saw that trying to
we
do.
still have to buy some stone from each for special spot.
Okay.
So then we'll have a total of 25,000. Yes,
Right.
and that's adequate.
Yeah.
1 year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Electricity.
You were-
Budget 21,
Yeah, I know.
2054 for this point. Yeah, we don't still have enough left. I think we need about 25.
It's not going.
Yeah, not there was. I'm assuming we did everything right, but we did. There's a little things bouncing over there and
Let's
it's
do it.
recording the cloud, so. Looks good. Got this internet though.
Sorry for my delay.
Don't let it happen again, pal.
Oh. You might not, you know.
Fuel, we budgeted 35, we spent 22. That's a good thing. Could we drop that down to 25?
You still got the Sandwood number.
That's true too. So can we drop that to 30 though? Yeah.
The village equipment fuel there.
Yeah, it's still in the first.
Right,
There'll probably be another, say at least one. Yeah.
We get another 3,000. In equipment.
yeah, 2 more weeks or another couple bills more.
No, he'll come and fill again,
Yeah.
cause so we run everything on that, that's truck, grader, loader.
Yep.
All ends fuel.
How much did you spend next month?
3 so far, well,
We don't have.
2917. 3.
Good for.
So.
And then he said we've got 2 more ones left.
But Josh, we're not gonna have another warrant for bills for the road unless you want me to do one for Monday.
We got one to do for the.
Do we have to do one for payroll anyway?
Yeah, I do. But it usually only has payroll on it. I can put
I don't-
bills on it if you want me to.
No. We're at 22, what'd you say we were adding to that one too? 3. That puts us at 25 roughly for the year. I think we could drop that 5,000 and still be safe.
Yeah.
The way everything's been talking, fuel prices should be going down. It should be. Yeah, so I think we can drop that 30,000. Equipment gas, this is for like your chainsaws and stuff like that, so you got $100, but it says it didn't get used.
They got used, it must be just not gonna put in the right place.
That's what I'm figuring.
So I spray everything.
I'm wondering if you just put that in equipment fuels and lump it all together,
It could be.
so. Did we go through? It just for sake of.
How it's built.
How, not necessarily how it's built, but kind of what we use. Like equipment gas is obviously different from fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
And it might have gone under, whatever that equipment is, cause that's usually written on this.
Right, so I was just looking to see if there were like, so like there might have been, yeah, he might have put some in the hydro seeder.
Right.
Because,
Hydro seeder, the chloride sprayer, the chainsaw.
yeah,
It's usually a reimbursement, trying to talk loud enough for the, like, it's usually a reimbursement for whoever paid for it.
okay,
But it says reimbursement for hydro seeder gas.
okay.
Okay.
Alright, so we'll leave that in there, and we'll just, we'll just try to code it, so if it says gas, we code it to equipment gas. Um. Equipment rentals. We had 10,000, we spent 10,500. Was that just roadside mowing?
And remember, we decided to keep that mower a little extra longer.
Yeah.
That's what.
Okay.
You probably moving under.
So 10,000 should be.
Build one, because we did all the work on the tractor.
Yeah, some downtime, so I mean, I'm thinking it wouldn't hurt to make it 3 weeks. You might not use it, but. Just 15,000 versus 10. Yeah.
Okay. And again, right now, that's only the brush mower. That's not saying we wouldn't need to rent anything else either, you know, I mean. Some equipment out there, that we might need. Equipment repairs. We try to keep 45,000 in that account. And according to this, we spent 34,390 minus any bills that we've already got. Well, we've got to add whatever we had. Right, so that one goes in on the. It goes in the other portion, right?
Yeah.
That goes voted on to bring the equipment repair fund back to.
Yes.
So that one's in the book, so that one you just need to make sure that. Our number is accurate there. Yes. And we're at 34,000 last year, so.
So that would probably be something you would look at right after the end of the year report. is
Right,
the-
yeah. Yeah, yes. We just gotta make sure, that one's voted off the floor.
Yeah.
Not in the regular budgets. Excavator expenses, we've already established that should have gone up to. Yeah, our contract labor.
Same thing, gas reimbursement.
Gas reimbursement should go up to equipment gas.
That can come up.
And
So, out of interest, that is $15, so we have 100 in the account. From what we budgeted,
I guess it'd be.
is it somewhere else as well?
Well,
But we can take out that 900.
yes. And
Okay.
it's moved to.
Mhm.
We did use some, but they didn't charge us. We worked in conjunction with them on a couple different things, I believe. For $1,000, that's gonna leave that in there just in case.
Yeah,
And that's,
Down plan come up, you know.
yeah, and that's just through Northwest Grant, it's not.
Yeah.
So there's $1,000 in there right now.
Yeah.
Add another.
No, we're gonna leave it,
Leave it.
yeah. Gravel pit expenses, we budgeted 7,500, we spent 1,000.
It's permitting year. Should have spent more than that, cause. We had, Barnard and Jarvis doing some. Work on that, and then. I think Tyler did a little work on it too. Trying to get that extra piece opened up.
Speaking of Tyler, did you send that,
No, it's gotta be signed.
I didn't get it for some reason.
Well, you got a copy of it now?
Yeah, I put it in Fox,
Okay.
a couple weeks ago.
So, yeah, so we're gonna have to talk, because I don't know where that would be going.
Well, who is it for? If you go pull the bill, see what it says on it.
So it's gravel pit expenses, it should have been Barnard and Jarvis, and what is Tyler's company?
East Engineering, I'm not sure, it might not have been that much,
I mean, it wasn't zero.
for some reason.
Well,
It's all gravel.
she's at gravel pit expenses. Heard that evening when you're gonna house in water engines. Well, we can keep moving on. Guardrails, we haven't put any out there. Do we have any spots that we need them, or is there any repairs that we would need?
One of them, needs the 30 feet.
Water bill out there, like, so, or do we get well? I mean,
That was existing guardrail, we got smacked by trees,
I mean,
there's some down in the nation too that are over those double 8 foot culverts. That is like, really rough, they were used when we put them up, so I
okay,
think that could use a replacement.
so if we leave that at 5,000, the 5,000 that's in there should give us 10, count, that should be enough to do a pretty good stretch. And then maybe springtime we follow up at it and get a quote on that, maybe get a moment on that every year. Health insurance, we're gonna leave that alone.
Yeah.
Heating fuel on the north station, south station, and one of the restrictions, as part of those spots. Did we get a delivery, since he delivered regular fuel, did he deliver heating fuel to
There's a gallon, third one, with 12 station,
Charlton?
not beating our station.
454 plus 247, or anybody got your further in?
454 and 2 what?
47.
It's just under $700, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. 457.
Yeah, 257.
It's,
Sorry, 247.
247.
So also $700.
Those are 6 gallon.
So.
so yeah, budget 7,500.
Yeah, so we spent 6. So the prices are supposed to go down.
Turn the heat down.
Huh?
Turn the heat down.
Okay, and down working.
I mean, if we could get it
Coffee.
done, that would be good.
Okay, take it to 7. I think we can get by with 7. Find anything,
But,
Got
a 900 and 250 bills for Barnard and Jarvis, who's the other one?
East Engineering, I'm not sure. If he-
I didn't see one in
Okay,
the
that's good
east
job.
for that,
I don't, not seeing one.
so,
$902.50.
so $1,000.
So that's right.
Yeah.
Alright,
So with that being said,
do we have any, are we doing any expansions this year? Are we going out? Are we talking blasting? Are we doing anything crazy on that this year?
Oh, just that one that I'm trying to expand into,
Okay,
we have the, basically working through full design. Without permit software, are they up to date, like they charge us for permitting? Is there any permitting? That's all part of this. What's that on that back now? Yes. Would you say 900, well, it depends upon AR and what they all, it's hard to say with that.
so what I'm asking Mac is we budgeted 7,500. Did we cut that back to $5,000?
You can always find another place to get out if you need to, yeah.
I feel like if we only spent 1,000, so we can cut that back to $5,000,
Yeah,
it's another 2,500 that we can save there. Sorry, I don't.
No, so
I don't think talk over you like that. She was answering a question, but I apologize.
Just went along with it.
Hydro seeder and mulch, expenses, we got 190, do you think, where do we think that is that? That's not product, because that should have come out as,
It's grassy.
it is grassy.
Yeah.
Okay. We got 2,500 here. Are we ever gonna spend $2,500 on grass seed?
Not necessarily grass seed, but the mulch that you put in it.
Yeah,
But we bought a pallet the last time, so I would say you're clear for that for this year.
so we got that back to this,
How much is the seed?
190 bucks.
Yeah.
We've got 2,300 to October.
Yeah.
We got that
Does
back.
it have to be that? The question, did we have straw over here?
Right, so that's different than the hydro seed.
Did-
So, yeah, well, because the ditch straw and stone is fabric. Comes in a roll and
Right.
roll it down the ditch and pin it. Where this stuff is for slopes that aren't as great.
Yeah.
I think you can just come in and pull this on and it's a
Yeah, I know.
I can do well. Yeah, actually, yeah.
And if we only spent 290, do we really need a thousand?
Well, the question is where are they ditching this year?
Okay.
If they're,
And they bought a pallet of stuff before where they're gonna have to replace that.
right, great. Do you, any idea how much the pallet was?
That would be a question for Brian. You remember, Brian? You picked it up. It was like. That's an old feed.
Tell me who it's from, I can go pull it.
No.
So, the base one says that was $190 for a soil conservation, not mixed.
Which gets mixed in with the gut, right? And then it gets all, so that was just this. And what you're saying is you bought a pallet of the mulch that goes into the unit, like goes true, okay.
How much of it did you use?
We used quite a bit. We really happy.
So if we know how much, we can figure out the price on that. And be like,
You're just paying for it, cause there's nothing in the oven.
No, it's all of the seed. Was it this year or last?
Might have been last year.
I could probably.
Oh.
midsummer, cause you guys are to see on
We got the trailer.
it. Told you to buy the trailer for a month.
I don't stuff is yet cheap. No, it's serious. It's not here. Sure, it's gone.
So let's just leave it at 1,000 then.
Okay.
Mileage, we budgeted 1,750. You guys are up near 2,000. I think the reason for that is we upped, or the federal government upped the mileage.
Yeah.
If we get that truck, it should have it back. You think, I mean, it's $250, we bring it up to 2,000 and. Yeah, or we leave it banking on the truck. Let's leave it bank on the truck. Pagers, budgeted 650, spent 630. I'm just afraid they might go up. Still 750.
So. Pages, or is it just one?
Three.
Yeah, they should all have them, right? I know Al's got the main one, he gets calls on, he gets the first call. And then the other two are just, he has the number for them, right? So if Al gets a call and he can say always and he can't get there, he can. Call for him.
I can totally understand why we wouldn't want to have a personal cell phone on the website. As being a number that people call. But do we need, you're the only one that's calling that and. Brian, do we need to have two other things?
Well, the would pager is a good service for cell phone, don't they?
Yeah.
So say sugar is.
No, that's.
Probably not back to the patient sugar.
One thing with that is you still have to pick a page where you're gonna go somewhere and find a home.
Yeah, that's just.
No, it's just, no, way you got a call.
And it's
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna, just for safety, I think we take that up to $750, it's $100.
Yeah.
But you know damn well there's services and differences.
And I can tell you, I will be asking this question about pages every year, I want to go because I can't be using pages for.
Well, if you.
I mean, I understand why.
If you would like, you go and argue with the people that won't let us put in a cell phone.
Right? Oh my God, no.
Yeah. Because if that's, how you get rid of.
They feel,
No, it makes.
they feel what East Bakersfield Road and they're not in a truck, but they got a pager so they can get to the truck to get to the radio.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
plus they had cell phones that.
It's fine, it's just the reality.
Minus.
Paving is cold back. I assume this is at 210,000, that's for the paving project that took place on.
Plus the avenue, plus the,
The avenue, East Bakersfield and.
Yeah.
Okay, we didn't budget for that, but that is in our. We did, though. We did here, in our paving grant fund, right? Yes, here, sorry. I was looking at a different call. Said here, look down. We don't actually, we put in $10,000 every year for matching funds when it comes to. Payroll, that's all probably there. Radio license, budgeted 600, didn't pay out any.
we do that every year, Kathy, or.
It's not every 5 or
Every
3.
check, is that our, we do it.
I don't remember, so it wasn't every year.
No, it's every 3 years.
So if we've
Yeah.
got 600 in there, we just leave that. Okay. Reimbursement, $140, not budgeted for.
Where's your gas?
It's not exactly what it is, to be honest with you. I'm gonna strike that
Yeah.
because realistically, we shouldn't have any reimbursements without it being coded to a specific location. Building repairs, budgeted 25, we didn't spend any, which I find hard to believe.
It was on your desk, the doors.
Okay, I was gonna say, I know Brian had been doing some work on the doors and stuff, so.
Is that another one that we have an ideal number that we just build it back up to?
Yeah, we build it back up for the shop.
You know, talking about the doors, it's on its own one.
I just found it. $8,250.
So we leave it at 29.
Really, really $25.
We're gonna have you sign that one, but we're not gonna have Tom be able to bill it out till after it's complete.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
They still have some work to do.
yep. We're gonna leave that at 25 for you, just in case anything else comes up. Road erosion renewal fee, that's a yearly. And it's $1,000.
Yeah.
And we didn't pay it.
No, I did.
That's a good big.
That is what they come out as road.
Email it to you, like, what was that last one I sent you? Was
I
that,
think that's your stormwater. Your stormwater, whatever it is. Yeah, alright.
that's what I just emailed you, Al.
She said she might have just emailed it to you, like
I
when,
think,
On the,
end of last week,
some computer to show.
yeah.
okay. You don't remember how much that was for.
No, I just saw what it was and there was paperwork that needs to be filled out, so I just emailed it to them, to their email.
Okay,
And so that they can do it and then it gets printed and we can pay it.
so we know it's roughly $1,000, otherwise we would budgeted that last year, so we'll leave that. So put pending.
Yeah, that's fine, depending on.
Well, if it, well, if it gets renewed every year,
Right.
yeah. Roadside expenses, we didn't have any roadside this year.
We did, yeah, the ones on the out road, I don't know where signs. Those chevrons and the checker and, the ones that are class 4 roads not getting taken care of nowhere.
Okay,
We just got those, so I don't,
May not have the bill yet.
may not.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I thought she broke it down into that, something out here, plus.
Yeah.
Al said all the signs together are under $500.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. We do have quite a few road names that need to be replaced.
We should leave the $1,000.
Um,
Okay. This is safety training and equipment. I think this is where your PPE is supposed to come from.
Right.
It's $2,000. That's non-negotiable.
We didn't spend this year or?
Oh, we did. We did.
You just signed last meeting,
Emails.
for, thanks for buying, I think you get something, so.
Yeah.
So,
Salt chloride, coal patch. So with that being up there, we coal patch in 2 spots.
we do,
We don't need much else.
but the one that's the big expense for repairing the road.
That's-
Well, that one's there. That one should just be paving.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, I don't think coal patch ones right.
No, we don't.
The sound.
Could you imagine full patch on whole roof?
Yes.
So we budgeted 30,000, we spent 27.
Kind of year was it last year, an average, I mean, I would say keep it at.
Say you get it there, yeah.
How's the price of, stalls?
It's all going up.
Well,
Sometimes it goes up rather sharp, that's why,
yeah, that one's. Have you heard?
Mac, do you remember if it's all went up? I think it's like one oh.
A little over, it doesn't fluctuate that much, I think you're probably good with that number.
2 years ago, it did.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a shortage this?
Yeah, shortage of smart. Remember how hard it was to get some that year?
Okay. Shop expenses, we had 5,000 in there, we spent 6,900.
Was there a unusual event to result in an extra?
Broken through by this year.
Yeah.
Was that 2 years ago we were broken through, or last year, they can put down and up? 2 years ago, right? Yeah, Brian's first day of work. Yeah. Brian has all these new tools in his house, yeah.
Imagine it, I think some say that.
You know how many people would be like, oh,
I think some of it's little odds and ends that we've been trying to get, like extension cords and lights. I mean,
in your opinion, do you think you can make 5,000 work?
Actually, did you ever buy that air compressor?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that's probably.
Not gonna be it.
If you would, I would like to see, and I think Mac is on the same page, we'd like to see that go up a little bit. We really need a jack. We need a jack. I mean, we've been having tire problems.
And you're talking like, you're not talking
Yeah.
a hand jack, you're talking pneumatic.
So,
You got,
you know,
Can you hear jack plus a, what, 1 ton hydraulic jack, in case we have to do something on the road.
like, what's one of those air jacks go for? Everybody,
no,
it's $2,000? Okay,
that's for the cheapest.
okay,
Yeah, I think the same thing.
7,500? Yeah.
It will be good next year if you remember that we had a big purchase this year, so that we don't necessarily assume 75 next year. Remember that? You were.
Stormwater operating fee, budgeted 15, spent 1,500.
I think that stays fairly close, but.
Yeah.
So you should.
Make it 15,
16.
25, 15.
I like how we couldn't die in the air. I'm not gonna lie, no, I'm being serious.
Oh, okay, we favor the street.
Right, but this is, I think this is for repair, this is for replace, for bulbs.
No, that was. Yeah, the street lights is Main Street. They got a street light down there.
So then you street light here.
No, that's not.
Or I think that's the way to replace a bulb. I would need it.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll maybe different for. Or something.
I think it is for up the bulb.
So give it 175.
Yeah.
Telephone, internet, budgeted 1,500, spent 1,345. Leave it at 1,500.
Yeah.
truck payment, budgeted 55,000, spent 29.
Cause one truck came.
Now, yes, because we made an extra payment, one truck came off, now. This is where we can wait for our other discussion. About, buying a small one-ton chassis truck. If we leave that. At 55,000. Knowing that our other truck payment, well. We've got the other truck payment coming in too. Yeah, it's great, the new one.
Technically, you have a truck payment reserved from last year and another one from this year, so you got 50,000 you can put on a new truck. The, the tandem,
Yeah,
but if you keep it at 55, you can just make the two payments still. You can make another payment on the new one and the little one, you know what I mean?
yeah. I'm just wondering, because we talked about keeping that other. Tandem.
Yeah.
That's gonna drop how much we have to trade in on.
Right.
So our trade-in would be roughly what we have left over, right? The trade-in they were offering us was 25, or was it that?
Okay,
How much extra work we did for them before
the
they
way
got.
you left it this last time was call them up, they'll come up, look at it and make you an offer to buy the truck. And you're not, no longer with a down, with a.
No trade.
They're
Trade.
okay.
Buy it
Okay,
for what they think it's worth.
I mean, if the rate the truck is going down, if they're gonna get the chunk of change for them.
So.
That's my frustration for me. Good job. Yeah.
okay,
So that's with this one-ton vehicle, where they estimate monthly payments are, and how long are we planning to pay if we get it? Is it like a 7-year deal we're doing? What's I ask for?
I mean, with what I'm seeing here. And what that vehicle value. You know, this just from what I know, not from what I see from. So. Right. Don't guess.
Why you look at that, Mac was suggesting take the 50,000 and put it on a new tandem. And 5,000 for a small truck, $9,000 a year is about $440 a month.
No, 25,000 a year.
And 20, he did, so you put 25 or whatever, 30 on it, and then the other 25 on the. But you can also take for this one time, I would take 50 out of the new equipment fund, you would put another 50 in there for whatever.
Which is what we talked about at the last meeting.
Okay.
So this is, now this is an older number, but that's the number that they quoted us.
There's
Several months ago,
Yeah.
which, and that's the forward number, the Dodge number was within $1,000.
the Dodge, I'm looking at 120.
Okay, yeah, pretty close. And the Ford was, or did they not have a Ford number?
I mean,
I can't want to go out and determine the market.
That's fine.
Just because of the reviews of the Ford.
Yeah.
Now, was that 600 or 550?
You're 55 and 55.
They had both those, right? Or they had that there.
They don't have it right
I don't
now.
think so.
They have to work with
I think he's talking about Ansel.
Earliest you're gonna get that truck, if you're coming from Mount Stones,
Yeah.
is end of March, halfway through April.
Check.
It's the earliest, that's if you order it this week.
Check.
You order it after the first, you ain't got to.
So which vehicle are we talking about?
Thinking they don't.
That would be
The single.
Max Tandem. Or the other tandem.
And will whatever we sell that for go towards this new
Say it one time.
one time?
You could do it either way, you could sell it and put it towards the new tandem.
It doesn't.
Or not new tandem, but new truck, or it could go into the new equipment line. Would replace what we're paying, what we were going to pay on the new truck.
Perfect. And then truck 2 repair was 31,000 this year. Is that the truck we're keeping?
That's the one we're talking about, keeping, yes.
That
Now,
number-
That's the one that you would.
Number gives me heartburn. Are we talking about keeping it because we put so much money into it?
yeah, you're not gonna be anywhere near that, and I will give you a spare truck backup, like, in.
So then my question becomes, what will it take to keep that thing on the road? And I'm sure that you know, that was one against keep it on the road, I just feel like we need to know what those numbers are, because it's hard to justify putting that kind of money into a vehicle and not using that much.
Well, it's
Or are we?
also hard to justify getting $20,000.
But-
Yeah, something we just put everything.
I don't just,
The issue is we were backed into a corner. We'd already committed to this new truck, they didn't deliver. We had to have a piece of equipment, it was, that would plow the roads. So we had to put $31,000 in to have a piece of equipment to run.
So would it be safe to say that we would not need to put that kind of money into this vehicle in the future?
I would probably say that if we had to put 30,000 into that, it would be sold.
At that point, we can sell it.
And we're getting rid of the semi plow.
Yeah.
Right.
I just want to ask me to be clear, so I can explain that to people else. What do you think it's there?
I think it's hard because like we ordered this new truck, what? 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But are we trying to get on some schedule where we are actually ordering them before we need them, cause they take so freaking long?
that would be great if you could actually predict how long it's gonna take to get a truck.
I remember when we started this, it was going to take 18 months.
Right.
Right.
So
So
Yeah.
it would be nice to get on a schedule. I agree, it'd be nice to get all of our equipment on a rotation. However, there's two things that you would see. One, or two things you would have to happen. One, your taxes are gonna go up because you're gonna be running new equipment. And even if you went with like a 10-year rotation, I mean, our grader was the 91, right, Matt?
Yeah.
So I mean, that one was almost 40 years old.
And
And I mean, it's still doing what it needs to do. Our loader.
it just takes longer to fix now, cause parts aren't right.
Right.
They-
But I mean, like our next thing we would need would be a loader. Yeah. I feel like that's a fairly safe statement. And again, you're talking probably, I haven't looked at it, but I'm gonna guess probably 150,000, 180. Yeah, so, and you put that on a location, you're good.
Getting new equipment. But again, it gets expensive and you can't clear the roads,
A little tractor is built
you
at
know,
least 5 years and it's a third of the cost.
Right.
And you can turn those over a little bit quicker than you can do.
Right, I was just looking, all equipment repairs, I mean, the grader. The old grader cost us $178.29. The other equipment total. We have equipment repairs, other, and all equipment repairs, we're only looking at $2,500. So, I mean, if our old equipment is getting the job done and it's only costing us $2,500 a year, that's 2 payments.
run constantly.
Right.
And, you know, sometimes all day and all night,
Yep,
they don't last them long.
so I get that.
Put the grader, was one that we did try, so spring and watch all this and starts getting like, hey, they got the graders. We tried to sell the grader, for a better part of a year,
Yeah.
and we were unable to sell it. It became the point of discussion, like, okay, for what someone was offering for it, wasn't worth to sell.
If I remember correctly, it was only about 15,000.
I think it was someone, and what we determined was that what these guys have done, which has helped us greatly, is to run the old grader and the new grader in tandem to clear, to level roads twice instead of so. If you watch this and you're like, why did you guys do this? You just buy new equipment, buy new, but it wasn't the intent. We just, it's a similar thing with this truck. We're kind of back in the club and stuff with it, so we're gonna make the best of it that we can.
When you were on the board, I don't think the year the grader broke down, right in the middle of mud season, and it was what, 3.5 weeks to get the parts to fix it? Yeah,
Yeah, you weren't here for that one.
no,
Whatever around this house.
and what do you do? You couldn't even rent one.
On that.
And honestly, the grader, I forget what you heard town requested use of Williamsburg.
Yes.
Yeah, because their grader broke down, like I said, they can keep sorry.
You guess you can do it as like an insurance card, right? If it's sitting there, you're not gonna need it. As soon as you have it.
That's the same with that spare truck.
Yep, absolutely.
You know, just try, we have our best intentions to do, to alleviate this older equipment and things. We weren't intending to spend $31,000 on fixed being the old unit, but as Lance said. Late in time, to get the new one, which we still don't have, and it's been pushed again. So we were already supposed to have it recently, so now we're kicking a can down the lane.
Maybe we just tell them we don't want it anymore.
It's really, you know,
Well,
they're fucking 215.
well, I was just thinking with the emissions law that was just passed. We could buy one that doesn't have, doesn't have an emission system in it. It'd probably be way ahead of the game in the long run.
I'd even go down south and drive it back toward you.
Right. I mean,
The problem is, it's not the truck that it's causing the waiting period, it's the equipment that goes on.
You just don't want a truck, we want to keep the equipment.
that's whatever the equipment, we'll bring in a truck. Alright, so truck payment, if we leave it 55. We can make. What is the
Please
current?
new payment.
Yeah.
The vehicle.
Yeah, 2 vehicle payments.
Are we currently paying a vehicle payment on anything?
No.
Well, we had the one payment for 29,000.
We paid it off.
Right.
We paid it off.
Right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
literally we're running for the moment.
Right, yeah. So. And we did talk about taking some of the, a substantial down payment on the new truck out of the new equipment fund. So we can leave that one. We're good.
What is the balance on the equipment?
The new equipment fund as of right now is 107,000, no, yeah, $107,905.
So we can make a substantial down payment.
Yeah. But again. But we
want
don't
to
get our
pay
papers, right. 40 years old. What's that? Um. OSHA, was that for an inspection?
Yeah, I didn't want moving it down.
And that's like a one-time thing, they come in, we have to pay it.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, it's not something that occurs every year.
Right.
Okay, so I'm just,
Good,
It was action.
we could have it every year, but hopefully we would change. We could, everything you got out of it.
To the guy from VLCT, our rep that comes around and checks our building, he said that Bosha was kind of laid back for a while, but now they're ramping up, so.
excellent.
It could be they can
Leadership.
come again in April like they did this past year, so.
Perfect. You think, $500?
Yeah.
Was that gonna do the inspection or was that a fine we received?
It was a fine,
So, well, we fixed it.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't.
There's no guarantee
they
that
don't-
they won't find
Yeah.
more stuff.
They
They
always
look
find
for different
something.
things every time.
Yeah.
We're gonna put 500 in that, and if you don't use it, that's awesome. You get it done.
Was that for the?
Water, we don't really have a choice on, that is $280, we're gonna leave it at $280.
That's staying at 280 for this year.
Oh, I guess we could ask the water gods, yeah, he gives the thumbs up.
That's down here, it's coming down here.
Yeah, it says north and
Yeah.
south.
Yeah.
Okay, Al, the only other question I think we have on that, we've reached the end now, is was there anything in here or not in here that you needed? Or was there anything in here that you really wanted adjusted? Heavily?
I don't believe so. I mean, I think we're all on the same page.
Okay, well, this was gonna be quick and painless. I think, so we're gonna do. We've gotta do, some of our stuff on the. Like, we'll get the numbers down the dental and the vision, the disability. Payroll, obviously that's all stuff, Tom's gotta do the math on there. And, we should have that number rolled out here. Hopefully, well, it'll be at our next meeting, early January. We'll have all that stuff rolled out, ready to roll. And Kathy, if I can we get a date for the deadline of this to be turned in? I know it's usually the 3rd week in January, but do you have like a date that you need it? And don't patent that 5 days. Alright, we'll. Copy this for, and all of the. Got the drafting on. And if you think of anything, you know, you can shoot us a,
You got 3 weeks.
well, yeah, it's basically, you just don't be afraid if you see we're having a budget meeting. And you wanna come in, it's as easy as scratching and changing things, so if you and Brian go back and you put your heads together and come up with like a, oh shit, we forgot to talk about this. By all means, come back and let us know.
And also if we're spending more than we need to.
Yeah, same, either way, uh-oh,
January 22nd is 40 days before town meeting, that's the first day that the warning should be posted. It doesn't have to be posted until the 30 days, that's the last day that it can be posted. But their posting dates are usually a Sunday,
okay.
so.
Which one is that? It's for that.
I would, I left my phone up there, what day is the 22nd?
Oh.
So,
Yeah, it says it's Thursday, I believe too. So our second meeting in January, is the 26th, which is gonna be too far. So if we hold our finalized, like. Absolute, everything has to be done on the 18th. That is sufficient.
February 1st is the last day I can post it, and so that's probably a Sunday.
Yeah, we just need to print it too.
Yeah.
Make a book.
The books are. Would come after anyway, the books, they gotta be audited.
Right, so is the 26th too late?
No,
So if we
that
have,
make that your last day.
that would be the day that we would sign the budget. Right. Is the 26th.
And that's a select board
That's
meeting.
right, we're scheduled. select
You
board.
do it first thing if I come in.
Yeah.
Ideally,
Short meeting between.
I was gonna say ideally, not ideally, but worst case scenario, we could do our final budget meeting on the 19th, which is the Monday before that. Just that way we're finalizing, we have plenty of time ahead of time. That way it's,
To get the warning typed up and it actually proofread this time. So for missing article. I was waiting, I did know, I'm sorry, there's a lot of things going on, my. When Tammy typed
That really
it,
you?
the day after my mom passed away, and she was hurt and there was a lot going on. So.
this you put on process for.
Sure.
So, I think we should go back on the.
So we just decided the 26th.
Well. I think we have our, yeah, well, unless we can sign it, so we got.
We'll know on our first meeting, right, whether we need more time.
Which of the 12?
Yeah, I think January 12th, we just assign some time, but I don't think it's start early, it's just keep the. The itinerary light, and just address it in the normal meeting.
So no visitors on the 12th.
And
I think once the there's an emergency,
Right, but I mean,
less emergency, I think that we should keep the visitors. A minimal involved, and we finalize this, gives them time to go through, make sure we have all our stuff right, and we can get this in order.
Yeah, because if you're gonna just on that week, do the warrants. And work on the warning, because you need to do all your articles and what they want, so it can be typed up.
And we also have time on that.
Alright, it's anybody that's ready for this. I need. How many candidates to file in petitions and. 26. The 26th is the deadline for filing a petition if you are running for an office that's on Australian ballot. That would be whoever is choosing up.
you have the petitions out there.
I could go.
Yeah, It's not, you just put a stack on the counter.
Yeah. Europe. Right,
And,
in Europe.
yes. Thank you.
Let's talk about a position.
I remain during your list. Yeah.
See you later on.
Oh.
Let's have
Regular scheduled events.
Don't we have, don't we have the historical list?
Yes, they brought us this and
Yes, the first. Right.
So you're skipping that.
No, we're still in the budget. It's just a quick, so like,
You get a coffee?
I took that, elevated, I appreciate it. Just trying to understand. And I just want to talk about, how much are you asking this year?
We are asking for 5,000 again,
Just 5,000.
just 5,000.
Because I saw the numbers, I'm like, what am I get the 10,005, it's great, you broke it out, I just want to. And the restoration projects, the ones down at the very bottom of the page, that's the projects that this 5,000 will be going towards and stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Well-
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yes, we have a restoration account.
Yeah.
Unlike your equipment account,
Yeah.
okay? We have contingencies plus long-term repairs we need to do.
Yeah.
And so any excess goes into that. And we did have it in an account that was making 10 cents interest a month. And that we didn't have funds in CDs for.
Actually, that was
It was
budget.
more.
It makes something,
Okay.
I get it. Okay, so all you're asking, break out, like you're asking me about $5,000 from historical.
Yeah.
That's exactly where. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you for
Thank you.
everything.
Thank you for being patient.
Alright,
So.
Hey, Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you, and the family.
Alright, so just in case, if I'm not, this one is what we've gone through in the crew. This is what we need to look at to discuss at our next. And it's all been and it's all been this strategy, and it's all going to be lumped together. Just like so, I'm surprised you don't do that way. Thought about it.
Don't tempt him.
I haven't thrown it, just had some good, pretty good.
good night, happy holidays.
Yeah. Man, I do not have that. Yeah.
They
also sense. Alright. We now tune into a regularly scheduled program. We'll call the regular select board meeting to order at 7:21. Perfect, the moment one today.
Do we need to close the bus meeting officially?
I think actually we didn't have to open this one,
Okay.
we're just gonna work on meeting. Did everybody have a chance to review the previous minutes?
Make a motion, we accept the minutes of this.
Excuse me,
I'll second that.
motion's been made by Todd, seconded by Lance, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? There we go, finances, no. Visitors, no. Grants. All the plans can be like.
He's got a lot.
I saw the increase,
Oh, yeah.
just trying to wait through stuff else.
Hi.
Sorry about that.
Hello, once again. Apologize in advance for not being the judge.
Oh, no, I meant like we were, yeah.
Yeah, gosh, yeah. So just to start with the general update, so far 51.2 hours of time billed for the town on a contract. Which includes 125 service hours and last initial payment of this year, this coming year, not new year yet. Some good news is that our pre-application for the Vermont Recreational Trails Program grant supporting the work, that we talked about for W Mountain Road, was invited for a full operation. It is due on, will be due on February 1. I'll have more on that in a moment. Vicky and I have already kind of done some pre-work ahead of this machine to talk about. Yeah, and then there is, I know that we've talked about at a few other select board meetings, the library has been waiting on a particular grant opportunity through the Department of Library to improve facilities, and that's out. And so that'll be coming due in March. But I'm going to switch and talk a little bit about the Vermont Recreational Trails full application. It's a huge application. I have to look at it. It's really big. I think Nikki, we looked through it, was like 140 questions.
Yeah.
That's just, no, all of these are applicants or sections that are.
And that's the second step and the one that we discussed last time,
Correct.
and we got pictures for
Right,
it.
so we budgeted about 17,000 plus 20% match. We do have the opportunity to revise that budget that we put together if needed. The state did give us some feedback about that budget, saying, you know, I would add in costs for permitting, I would add in costs for things like an archaeological review. That they are probably going to make because you do it because the ground's getting disturbed. And so they automatically said add $3,500 to your budget for that. If you need it, you need it. If not, well, renegotiate that. But
So,
yeah, so the other criticisms that we received in the process are they want to see the wetlands rules violations resolved. Right, and that's what this project is trying to do, right, establishing the roadway. The other key piece that Nikki and I discussed is that if you are successfully awarded this grant, you would need to keep the trailway open for 5 to 10 years, depending on how we define the project. So I know that there were considerations. Do we want to close it? Do we want to go forward? You know, so I wanted to bring that to you.
Now, it's open, it doesn't say to what level, so if it's downgraded to a trail. And instead of a class 4 road, that is still considered open with access.
You need to keep it open to ATVs, as we're defining this as a ATV.
Well, it's never really been our intent to close it to ATVs. Our intent has always been to define where they're supposed to be. Now, we can't control the delinquents that go outside of the designated area, but. Yeah.
so one of the things it talked about in the revisions piece was correcting the violation, but also how we would mitigate future erosion and flooding.
Yeah.
I don't have my phone in front of me to think of that language, but
So
I got it.
It was self-leadership.
again, this comes into an issue where this is a private landowner issue. Once we establish where the roadway is.
so and what we're doing here is saying this is our trail,
Right,
and so we're talking about the flooding and the erosion on the trail
right.
and how we're going to mitigate.
I want to see that addressed, right?
Yeah.
The plain version on the actual roadway. Yeah, we can install the signs and those on the sides.
Yeah.
But they do want to see a plan for mitigating the flooding across that roadway, whether that's culverts.
Impossible. Well, I was gonna say it's impossible because even if you were to put culvert in there. You know, you may go up there right now today, the water may be ankle deep.
You're gonna,
Well, you know, it's great how you might go up there and dig.
the beaver are gonna look at that and say, oh, look, most of the dam's all built, all I did was all the asphalt.
So since our conversation, Alex, I went through all of that and I'm concerned that it's a much bigger project. Two things, much bigger project than we originally intended, and my other feeling is it talks very specifically about how this trail is part of the trail system. And that it's our intent to. kind of came at this from years ago when I used to administer federal grants for other things. It was economics, not this, but I'm not sure how competitive we really are, because I'm not sure our project really falls within the scope of what they're looking for. We could make it for sure.
I mean, they feel like it's, they feel like it's feasible based on our,
Yeah.
they wouldn't have invited us.
Right.
Well, yeah, the only problem is they're not familiar with the site. I mean, if they were to walk up there and look at the site, they'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
your road goes through the middle of the pond.
Right, you have to build a bridge, that's the only way, that you have to force traffic across the bridge. Find the road, that's one to find the road, without doubt.
It's not gonna stop, it's going to be a fun.
No, and it's not, but it addresses the erosion on.
But we were asked by the state to define the road, so that's one of the road.
In fact, so we found out already, once or twice, and it's been approved by the people out there using the program.
But we could roll that up to a trail, that all goes to that.
No, it's not really,
I mean, it has to be open as a trail.
but we still need to know what the trail.
Yeah, even if you throw it up as a trailer, you still have to mitigate
The wetlands.
the wetlands, yeah.
The only way to do most honestly is go bridge. If the price of road stops the erosion, and if people don't listen, people don't follow the road, we can't help that. We've marked it, it's hard marked. I know it seems crazy, and what the heck is a bridge gonna cost? I don't think 17,000 is gonna cover it. You know, I mean, really, you're talking as a $100,000. That's the only one that other.
That stretch of road out never really was a road. It was corduroy. It was logs laid down, they drove across it. Some people came along later, put gravel over it, but it was still corduroy to maintain the road.
That's what your archaeologists are gonna find when they dig there. Is after those logs that are all corduroy at the bottom of the channel.
Yeah.
I'm not figuring it was just to mark the edges of the road, that's our responsibility is to mark the road.
Well, not.
No,
I don't have.
we have to maintain. I'm flooding on that.
Well, it's only 10 right? If we don't take the grant, our responsibility is to mark the road.
I'm afraid that if we don't take the grant, we've opened ourselves up to a target. When they go, oh, wait a minute, instead of mitigating the wetlands, they decided not to take the money. What are they doing to protect the wetlands? And then our buddy that was up there with us last time, I forget his name, from the state of Vermont wetlands. And watershed runoff.
I mean, you all know the situation like that, but, you know, is there, this grant proposal aside, is there a way to, there are resources where you can get money to work with a consultant to like come up with a design plan. Looking at what's the state has said to you, right? I know it's a process and it's annoying, but like.
No, the reason I chuckle is be looking at spending probably $250,000 to $500,000 to take care of, that's no long. To make a section of road accessible that isn't accessible because of the roads surrounding it. Like you couldn't get a 4-wheel drive pickup, a normal 4-wheel drive pickup to that location.
They got a school bus there.
They did. Thank you again for that.
It was right.
So, yeah. Yeah. There's some powers recovered, I can go for you later, but.
It was the school bus.
Yeah. Stole right out of the school parking lot.
Oh, some students.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't push them. So, I mean. The thought of you putting that much money into this section that we're discussing is irrelevant. It would be like. I mean, it literally would be like trying to build a house in the middle of Carmel.
Right.
You can't access it, so what the hell's the point?
Yeah.
Can we just throw it out completely and give it to the landowner?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Very disagree that we could do all kinds. But it's whether, and the other part of this
It's
grant,
whether
amount of time,
continuing to.
yeah.
Whether or not Alex is going to spend a good deal of time in the next 4 or 5 weeks.
Well,
Let's do February first.
Yeah, you have some options as far as technical assistance, if you do wanna proceed with the grant application. And I do have it on my report, but there are a couple things you can do. One is, you qualify for the municipal technical assistance program. Bakersfield already on the list, so literally, people have a state that will help you complete this application. So stay off my back, but, yeah, you could get it done for free that way. I can't do the project for free.
I don't think that.
And the other option you have is you have a READY program, the Rural Economic Development Initiative, and I'm an approved contractor with them. So there's an interest form, you could fill that out. I can't fill it out for you, but it's confidential. But essentially, what if they would approve me doing it, I would contract with them, send money goes to them, and you're ready to go for the project. So either way, if you want to proceed, you should do one of those things, because that would save you time.
When you say the project, are you saying fixing the road surface, they'll pay for this road, or are you saying?
No, I'm saying you would pay for my grant writing fee to do the application itself. Whether or not you actually want to do the project, it definitely needs to be resolved.
You're very concerned with what part?
That doing this grant
Yep.
is going to, it's going to be much, much bigger, the amount of time and effort that goes into this relatively short stretch of track, which another thing that the feedback we got was you need to show that it's a relevant thing within the Paul community, and I'm not sure it really is.
No.
Not the people legally for them.
Well, I mean,
They'd be upset if we shut the road.
right. What could we shut the road?
So,
Well,
what I'm getting at then, again, it's the legitimacy of this project.
Right.
And I'm not convinced that we are that competitive, and I know we're saying it's a public meeting, so that. But anyway, I think there are probably other entities out there with better projects, and this, I just have a hard time seeing the resources go there. I'm not sure it's the best use of federal state. Yeah, resources.
I agree, and I agree, and I don't think that the amount of money that they're talking is gonna cover what we need to do.
No,
For what they're stipulating it has to be.
so with all their stipulating has to be done, the 17,000 that we're asking for. Might get that section of road up to snuff that we can get in there to work.
Yeah, it's like a fit.
You agree to that? For $17,000, you could get that road to the point where you could get a tandem dump truck.
Okay, 2 loads of quartz rock down the staircase and
All that.
Yeah, that's.
But, and we didn't include that in the budget, right?
No,
Right.
no, we're just, that's what we're saying, is like the 17,000 that we started with. It would chew up. I would say easily half, if not all of that. Getting it, the road to this location. Suitable for the equipment that we would need to do the repairs they're talking about, to the location. So I mean, we would, yeah, they're right, we would have to take the 17,000 and probably add. At least 2 zeros to the end. Yeah.
Which is an option, I mean, we could do.
And it's,
That much, but yeah.
our road crew doesn't have the time to do that.
So that's the thought.
Yeah,
Right, you're hiring an engineering firm, you're hiring a construction firm.
And then
You can build it.
and I mean, at that point, we would just make the road completely passable to our town line.
Oh, right.
Because I mean, if you're gonna put that much work into it, you might as well just make the road passable.
I mean, no, I agree, it's a mountain trip.
It is, but
Yeah.
you know, I mean, for what they want you to do for this $17,000.
Yes.
You are gonna reclassify that, probably both the back road class 3 road in order to get the work completed.
Which also impact, because it'll be a road, that's all things that are going to play up there.
Right.
all else will go up there.
Right, which isn't gonna negate It's a wetland issue. We're just gonna make it easier for them to get to.
I think we get there.
Yeah, I think at this point, yeah, I don't foresee us.
We could get people down there to delineate the edges of the road, or to right away. Pretty easily, but that isn't going to address, the issues that the ANRs bringing up.
So at this time, I'm not appreciate that, it was personal.
No, I agree. So I will not proceed with it.
But you get,
Yeah.
That's fine.
It's good, thank them for offering to proceed, but
No, don't talk.
I'm sure they'll reach out.
Shit off the radar.
Whatever you think.
You know how expensive now. You just take me one of those ones that just disappeared.
Whatever you think.
Magic.
Okay, so. Moving on. So, I'm hearing we are not going to pursue the whole application for that. So, the next thing that's kind of coming up is that libraries grant. It's the Vermont Department of Libraries Public Facilities Preservation Initiative. So these are grants of $100,000 to $400,000, and they're specifically for rural libraries. I did get a chance to watch the individual webinar about this and had a meeting with Hadley, the librarian. We were a little disappointed in the opportunity, and I saw them through this the other day. It's more like work than it is actual construction renovation of facilities. Like it's about the building envelope, it's about systems, energy efficiency, those sorts of things, which the library already got money for, if you hear, right? So, and ADA accessibility. We do think that there's still an angle for the Bakersfield Library because of the size of it. It's 900 square feet, it's small. If you were to upgrade that facility to be ADA compliant, putting in an ADA bathroom in there, you'd lose a quarter of that library. And so we do think that there is a path to potentially add a bathroom and side door. It would be expanding the building, which they don't allow, but they did say that we could potentially pitch that under ADA accessibility. We can still expand the footprint gravity. The other thing that they're thinking about going after is upgrading the septic system, because you have to do that if you're adding a modern bathroom. And an ADA accessible side door, altering that way that's in front of the library, with the side of the window on the side of it. And they've had some plans drawn, but the trustees are reaching out to some folks, architects, to try to draw a better plan for this new, because they wanted a more full extension, but I don't think they will fund that.
Is there any other grants that might come down the road?
It's so hard to tell. And the federal funds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was that house grant that they did that allowed much more flexibility in terms of renovations. We just weren't ready, right? Like and they gave 3 weeks, right? You remember that?
I
Sure, you were a trustee at the time.
Yes.
Yeah, they gave us like 3 weeks to do something. You're talking about needing to draw flood lines, you need to seek some permitting. It's just 3 weeks would be awesome. Yeah. So it's possible that they do this again. But the library can also try to take those same resources for my grant writing. Reach out to the municipal technical assistance program. They can reach out to Ready and see if they're funding my work on that. I do think that the library is. So I think you all might want to clarify cost share with the library before any work is done on this. I think that they're under the impression that the town is going to pay for my services and writing. For this.
Yeah, it's that is not how much going up, Alex, because we through the budgeting portion of the show, you know, we're not seeing the appropriate split between fire department, the library, pick at the BCC. We're not seeing that they're paying 50% of it.
So my understanding, and maybe we do need to clarify this, is that There's a general set of services, John, right, like, me searching for, finding grant opportunities. Potentially discussing those groups, and that is a full town thing.
Pay for us, yeah.
That's a full town thing. Where the cost share has come into play in my invoicing to you all is if the fire department says, Alex, please write this for us.
Right.
And I spend time writing that and compiling the application. And then we did that last year. This year, the only application that we actually put in was a free application for the recreational trails program. So, you all told me to do that. So I generally, there's been no split this year so far.
Okay.
So that's the reason why you're seeing that. But I do think we need to clarify if that's how you want to operate or not. I'll stop there.
Okay, well, I thought they understood that, so.
I think what he's saying though is that we're paying for that research part of it, the town. And if he finds a grant and then the fire department says you have to want to do it, that's when we kick in the fifty.
Okay.
That's the way I understood it.
I can tell you how it'll play out if I bill 50/50 to the conservation commission, cemetery commission, whoever, just to go to their meeting and talk about a grant with them, they're not gonna invite you to the meeting. Right? Like, it's just gonna, maybe I'm wrong about that, but.
I think the ready program that you brought up is really a key thing to remember. That we do qualify for resources that will pay for that time.
For certain grants.
For certain grants.
Yeah, it has to be for conservation purposes, like, so that's why the trail program would
Yeah.
qualify housing. There are certain stipulations about that. And then the Vermont Technical Assistance Program does not include me, we do work with somebody else, but it's generally for seeking federal funding, and or state applications that are kind of passed through.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Does that help?
Yes.
It does, however, because I thought the fire department applied actually going to hit it, and maybe I'm wrong.
We talked about, it. He brought a couple forward, we decided not to put in.
Yeah.
Right,
And I think of the other considerations you've already kind of covered, we're not gonna do the trails grant, and then I do have to make that the library grant is pretty significant, there's some detail because it is federal funding, it's not nothing written down. So it'll probably be, I'm guessing that the 40 hours worth of work, depending on. It could be less if the customs on some of that, yeah, and things like that. So it's a lot, but hopefully they can reach out to MCHAP or ready to.
I think you told us, what's the time frame on the idea?
It'll be due March 31st. Yeah, we gave some lead time, that's nice, although it'll be here very soon. All right. I think that's all I got for you. You guys have plenty to talk about. so.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
thanks, Al.
All right, but,
Happy holidays.
Okay. Roads.
Back up.
Yes, Susan, that just died, so that's it.
You woke me up, yeah. No, this is serious, Brian.
Larry, there, and there.
Excuse me. See what we're talking about.
Since school, really? Not good.
Wouldn't
Yeah, done better.
my state going.
So, roads, they still there?
It's still there.
Freezing in,
Yep.
road back in, everything's pretty solid now.
Yep.
Did we thaw it out? Did we lose anything?
I mean, we had some issues.
I did have one question, only because Nikki said something. So with the gravel we have in the pit at our disposal. And I know it's gonna take a lot to do it. But would it make sense to build up that section of Lost Nation? Up a couple feet, so it's not at water level,
Which,
right by
Yeah,
there.
once,
I don't think that, yeah, it's the enforcement plan.
Oh,
You don't.
You'll watch the dam and just watch the bridge out.
It used to be a wooden bridge in there, I didn't put it some fence.
Force all wire.
Design.
Right, because everything comes to that thing.
And back in the two clubs, the water leak, people were talking, right, and back to almost the bird movies and all the way up.
Okay, yeah.
It's,
Well, that was kind of my question, is if we could, if we can build it up 2 feet. At least then it would still flood. But it wouldn't flood as often, I guess would be it's just a question, I mean, if it's.
How many acres upstream do you think flood? That's 2 acre feet.
yeah, that's the
Oh,
problem.
yeah, no, I know.
When the state redid the rail trail, they took
Yeah.
all their dams and stuff out, you know, water comes
Oh,
down.
yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, it's true.
But the way it's set up now, you really don't lose a whole lot of roads in flood. I mean,
Okay.
you lose access to it, but
You lose the road.
you don't lose material. If you put it up there, I think you're gonna start losing material.
Okay.
So it's transferring size.
That's what I figured, it must drain out of there pretty quick, I mean, it has right down the creek, but.
Frozen the other.
I just, that was one, quite honestly, it wasn't, this just brought it back up the other day, but it was this summer. When we were walking, because we parked in the house and walked down the rail trail to the Fletcher line there. I was like, wow, now I understand why the road floods, so if you get out and walk on it, it's only a foot, maybe a foot and a half above brook level when it's at, at the bank. So, but if that's the reason you really design it like that, then I'm not a road engineer. I'm not a water specialist, so I will take those people's word and. Let it go, right?
There used to be like a sign that was there. But it's not, because I could just close that road up, but it's not there. Is that because it didn't stay?
I wonder if we could get, going along with that, I wonder if we could get one that we could set. By, the house on top of the hill, there's 40 petrol. That just says caution, seasonal flood zone ahead. That way we kind of cover ourselves if people don't go down in there doing stupid shit, and if we could put one back by Burt Muzzy's. Put another one up by Cahill's.
Yeah.
And then, because like you're saying, I mean, that's what all that Japanese knotweed is in there from, it's all the times that it's flooded. And there's nothing in that big area, that's, like I said, it's a flood zone. Just that way we kind of a CYA, somebody goes down in there, with a school bus. Even though it's flooded, and that portion of the road happens to be washed out, if there's no signs. Who's liable? If there's a sign there that says, see common seasonal flooding zone or seasonal flood zone, or I don't even know what you would really put there. I mean, there's probably some verbiage that you should use, but.
What's the sign there?
You have a sign on Cahill's side, that I believe that one's still there, flop down and says, road closed flood.
Okay,
It's on the other side.
There was one over by Burt Mosey, but somebody decided they needed to get working on it.
okay,
That's what sounded.
so yeah, we can.
Both still there.
We did another flop down sign there, and maybe one that just says, you know, flooding zone, or just something to give people a heads up. And that might even spark the question, because I've once been asking me, and now I have the information, why don't we build up that road? Well, because if we were to build up the road, we're gonna end up losing product rather than stopping the flow.
And damaging.
Right, yeah, so that makes sense. I mean, couple signs, couple $100 covers our ass.
Write that down.
What is up here? We're gonna end up with a sign that says caution, may flood.
Is it May?
Talking, alright.
Right. 2 feet, flood. 2 feet, hold on.
Yeah.
Almost 2 feet tall. I don't know if everyone do much, so it doesn't matter. That was the only question I had. I don't know if anybody else on the board has questions for. You do? He
You
does.
still only see two of you plus someone who's retired. Did the third person not accept?
Was he not at the last meeting?
Yeah.
He told us last week.
Yeah.
He told us you couldn't get him on the phone.
No, he told us he got.
Oh, it's not, okay.
Yeah.
No, he decided that.
So what's the plan? Yeah, there's the
So he actually, actually laid out a plan that he would like to go with at the Las Vegas.
Wait, hold on.
Right here, you're just right there.
He said,
He's up. I think so, but you might not.
That's almost done, man. Well, you were here, man. Where's your?
2 weeks ago, you laid out a plan. Where are we at with your plan that was laid out?
Well, I was suggesting, if we do purchase a smaller truck that's non-CDL. Maybe we advertise and start out on a part-time person. That's looking to get into the field here, because you won't need a CDL, see how that works out. And it might need to work putting the time into it and send it to school, because we have about $3,800. And we obviously have to bump that up, but we're gonna, if we decide to get a trailer. We're gonna need somebody with Class A, so maybe that might be the candidate to go, or me, or whoever, just to try to open the door to something else, because our luck isn't going our way, and I
You
think.
were thinking the younger person used.
You really were.
But, you know, might be some of the locals that really wants to help the community and get in, and so we gotta do something.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
you're, you know, the way the trucks are going now, we're
Don't need that third hand, you only got 2 trips.
yep. We got the college. It wouldn't take much of the possibility to be done with one truck right now. Over that,
Find some more than that.
you know.
You are really mad.
Thanks, else. That's kind of the exciting thing, you know.
I don't watch what one of those was this. I guess so like that apology.
Being a young person straight out of school.
That's what we were talking about.
yeah,
Was it during was it
during
during
the
the
budget
budget?
section, you know, wasn't in the budget, or just after the budget section before.
No, it's after, right?
Maybe it was that.
Yeah, it's after.
So, yes, Al's plan was, either somebody, or his idea was, he said somebody who had recently graduated high school. And, maybe wasn't sure what they wanted to do, thought maybe this may be a good direction for them. If it was somebody who joined our crew, fit well with the crew, and so it was like, yeah, I can see myself doing this, then we invest the money into them with a commitment, that they would stay with us for, yeah, I think we would,
Yeah.
I said 5, and you said 3.
You know,
Conversation. She's her hand and tell me what's been done.
What's today?
I'll have my solution.
Originally you're thinking like 3.5,
yeah,
so
Right,
I mean.
it's gonna be the half guy that gets us into a 3,
Right.
at least,
There's
and
something.
then maybe
Right.
we're putting another
yeah.
broken half back in.
We were James got
Yeah.
Uh,
We aren't paying for it right now, our case is he's sleeping back there.
yeah.
You now got that conversation, but
We would advertise them. I'm not really sure, I think, in order to get somebody aged, you want to say age? I think the generational area.
But you know, just, yeah,
I think it would be, a road crew apprenticeship.
Yep.
So you would.
Yeah, okay,
5 hours
Yep.
a week, depending on what's going on. Put it in as a, learning, I don't want to say learning, because then you put it in as an apprenticeship.
Yeah, it's just
Gain experience in
gain experience in a road,
highway apprenticeship, highway maintenance apprentice.
yes. I like that.
What I-
Maintenance apprentice.
I'm actually paid extra for all this.
I think that would be a tech too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
For the most part.
Yeah.
and the apprentice would mean that they're not, you know, on their own doing anything, cause I mean, theoretically, unless realistically they're not lawns.
Right,
Unless they're mowing lawns,
right.
you could, you know, that could be the person that, or if we're ditching somewhere.
Right, New York, right?
Or,
Yeah, any track.
oh, without a doubt, I mean, this position could lead to, you know, a person that, you know, may jump in an excavator. And may have that hand-eye coordination that these kids that are doing gaming have really got the hang of. They could hop in an excavator and be a wizard at it, you never know.
So I'm saying town of Davis, CGL.
Well, I didn't say the problem is, the problem is I work with these kids every day. The kids that would fit this position, I work with daily.
I get it.
I guess it'd be like a 1 year apprenticeship, maybe, and at the end of that year, you would look at it as taking a really good fit.
I would put seasonal. Yeah. I mean, because it could be a summertime position, and then. Hey, this kid's working out. And we say, you know what, we do have this same position, and it's gonna be a winter position. And these are what your tasks are gonna be. I think it's definitely something that you continue to roll.
You have to be careful site-wise, right, because when you get into a budget. Six, you have offer full time. Benefits.
I thought it was.
That's,
I think it's younger, I think, we, then just, we need to add that, well,
Age or hours?
hours. Or hours, no.
Oh, I don't think it's age, because, you know, it's only part of the number.
it's it.
Well, I can drop phone working, so you things are still in the common sense.
It was something BCLT just recently put out on that. Where you have to, at least offer.
Part-time.
They all have to take it.
Yeah, we consider credit time,
Yeah.
but then you have to, like he's saying, you gotta offer part-time. Benefits.
Well, maybe that's okay,
Well, no, I mean, yeah.
because honestly, for a young person.
They're probably gonna want to.
So I think it's definitely, I think that's something good idea to look at that. If we can get somebody that could apply for that position.
Cause I mean, I think when you look around how, you have to be a certain breed to wanna do this type of work.
Yeah.
And I think we're all in the same boat all across the state, not just the state, probably New Hampshire, you know, like we just.
You're not finding people.
So maybe we could just open a different page
Mhm.
out of the book and say, hey.
Yeah.
You might get 10 part-timers. That don't work, or you might have the one, you might get 10.
Yeah.
And that'd be the one, right?
And so what would that be an hour roughly? 20?
That's what I was thinking.
Um.
I was actually at 17 to 20 range.
Yeah.
That way. You can kind of do the same thing you do with employees, you can be like, you know, you've got a 30-day period where you're at 17. I guess you can base it off of what they come in with their experience also. They're part-timers, so.
It varies, to be honest, it says, but it says, part-time benefit eligibility in Vermont varies. Specific state laws like paid sick leave and all, you generally have to work about 18 hours a week, or 520 hours a year. When you get covered. But federal laws, like FMLA and all, is 30 hours a week, or 1,250 hours a. So.
I think it's that is one thing, well, we're concerned about benefits and what that. So,
Well, health insurance and stuff like that, 17 and a half hours a week in Vermont, but again, you go to the federal, it's different.
The state.
They're on the federal.
Yes.
The Affordable Care Act says.
But is that all your senior?
30+hour.
You don't have to, you get benefits.
Yeah. That's.
That's where seasonal.
Yep, that, yes, yep.
so if we're looking for seasonal, when would that start? Because we're halfway through a season, so what's the.
Alright.
Please, God, let us be on with it.
I think because you have your people are seasonal at JP.
Yeah.
Right. Either time, but they're also seasonal.
Right.
Next thing that have to find.
It was not.
It's the fall.
So we just need to be careful that we
Right.
find what our needs are, because otherwise we don't really.
Seasonal for healthcare service, 1 week or less,
20 weeks are left.
and it says
Why
part-time of 30 hours a week.
why limit yourself, just put, part-time.
Yeah.
Part-time, you have to give them benefits.
You just gotta keep it up. There you go.
Are we trying to avoid that?
We're trying to avoid it.
Right.
Get the right person.
First, the right person.
I want to start a full-time for.
We'll set up a time frame. And just say it's 90 days. In 90 days, say, well. We'd like to keep you on part-time and maybe talk about full-time. Or in 90 days to say, you know what, we're not getting the money's worth out of me, but. It's been nice working with you, but
At this point, the seasonal work we had for you is.
Kind of the probationary period, like we talked in fire service, 90 days probation, and we decided not to work with it.
60 days, you tell whether or not.
whatever, it's just with them.
Yeah.
Well, I just figure, really, I think like they're hoping is we'll have more applicants because we've got more younger kids that are trying to figure, I keep saying kids, more younger adults that are trying to figure out what they might wanna do. This could be a very good.
Yeah, this guy just coming, they'll get their name on something so they can keep going.
You know what it is?
I mean, you're really both sides of the coin.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of them, I think, that kind of, they're like me, you don't really wanna work retail, right? There's a lot of us, that I don't wanna deal with it, but a lot of these people are outside.
Yep.
Hands-on, and it might be, they just don't have the opportunity.
I think there's a lot of help
Yes.
that you can pull from because they don't necessarily want to work on the farm, but it's the only way they can do a little bit of everything every day. And
All we can do is,
it's that position that you're talking about has a lot of things that you could be exposed to.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's, and you know, you're in the region and stuff.
all places. Well, that's only in the summer season. During the spring, you got wild forest camp and.
We need, well,
Right, yes, I will try and put something into a format that we can.
Excellent.
they have to meet that new standard for doing. House.
Well, this is an apprenticeship, not a job.
Yeah.
A apprenticeship.
I talked about.
I think we're gonna sucker somebody, I mean, get somebody in.
Talked about the little truck now.
Little truck decision regarding small truck purchase. So you got prices on a Dodge. I know.
And we had the other ones that we had before, and they were within
Yeah.
3,000 of each other, I'm guessing, something in that ballpark.
I mean, we have. Quotes are here, and we got only to their. The quotes are, yeah, that's just new. So we have 1, 2 from G Stone, and those are within. Should not give it that $300 of each other.
That was with
New
the
car.
plow, right?
Mhm.
Were we doing the flatbed or were we doing our regular dump bed?
That was a stainless steel.
Who was telling me about the pros and cons of going with Ford?
Yeah.
Right
Well,
now.
Yeah, Al said, that's what we're buying, so. What were the cons?
well, when I talked to Chris and I talked to Roger at Valancourt, they actually had a Ford 550 in there. It looked up similar to what, we buy. And I talked to him, I said, well, what's going on with this thing? And he looked at me and said, whenever you do not buy one of these. And I said, well, why? I said, they're just falling apart. Everything on them is just going, the brakes and on it. And I said, well, is that because somebody's driving hard? Because, that's just, some people do that. He says, no, not this one. He said, this one's been well taken care of. And they're all having the same problems, he says, I've seen multiple of that particular truck, same issues. That, I mean, he says there's just, it's one of those things, and it's not always been Ford guy. I like Ford. I mean, I think anything you get, you're gonna have problems with.
Yeah.
But even when one of the applicants was in here, when we were interviewing, he was talking about Ford as well.
Yes.
That same kind of look that they were having.
Okay, what kind of problems is the Dodge have?
We haven't really heard. I asked Roger, I said, what about Dodge? And he said, actually, we haven't had any Dodges in here. Because we haven't seen any Dodge. So I know nobody wants to run them. Because I don't know, I assume they'll have their motor in. Right, that's what I said. They'll have not a good motor. So I don't, but I do see when I'm, in years past, doing landscape, and I see a ton of contractors. And what I did notice, it was either Dodge or Ford.
Yeah.
That's what everybody was using. So Dodge, there was nothing legit. So I saw just as many Fords as Dodge. So I mean, it's probably between them two. I mean,
Service wise. I feel like you're gonna have, I don't know, I mean. You're gonna have to bring G stones every time it needs. Cause that's a 2 hour.
well, I think any Dodge dealer can address the warranty.
I'm sure you can afford to shed it to it.
You can, you
I mean,
you talk about it,
Send it.
like,
Like an extended warranty, 7 years, unlimited miles. I bought it at, what now this new car was, whatever, back in the day, I can't remember. I take it down, gosh, and done cost all the time because it's stolen.
Can I ask another question? We got a bid from New Car. We got a bid from G Stone.
Yeah.
Apples to apples. It's $10,000 more to go with G Stone.
Oh, really? Okay. There's quite a bit of difference in the apple to apples.
Was there?
Yeah, if you look at it, he's going. I think he expected a little heavier.
expected for commercial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this in all honesty, why don't we just take the spec and not the price, take the spec that you got from Keystone, ask them to quote that spec.
I mean,
I think the reason why the new car came through that particular, I think that's what whoever they work with, that's what, what gave them that particular quote for that stuff. Whereas G Stones, they deal with a lot more commercial division, so I think they go with certain, options that work. I'm not saying new car.
Well, they sell a lot of those.
Right. They're like the cat's meow when it comes to, they know their stuff.
Well, that's what I'm saying, we go off of what Keystone gave us as a quote. And we say, hey, this is what we're looking for in a car from new car. This is what we're looking for in our truck, we want this exact stuff. Give me a quote, because either way, they're gonna wind up with it. The only other thing I can think is maybe new car had that. Lot, you can clear stuff, but
I want that trick in New Car, so linear truck.
I don't know.
There's solid in airport body too, he said he didn't want that.
I do not own it for that.
That's what they're doing.
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, is that a $10,000 upgrade to a stainless bottle?
No, that was standard body.
A stainless airways?
Well, I mean, I get it, being that far down there, that's a good haul.
Well, I'm just saying that, like, I mean.
10 grand's a lot.
Just don't go to the phone. Probably gas there could be, they both quoted the same stuff. They don't get it, it might come scale, and it doesn't change it, it was only 15. I'm just, I don't know why, I mean, I have nothing to gain or lose from who we buy this truck from, I
The
don't.
advantage of new car is it's close by.
Right, you can drive to St. Albans and get a service. At the dealership you bought it from, and you're not gonna be the low guy on the corner. If you buy a brand new truck down to G Stone and it gets a recall, Yeah, you can bring it to new car. But they may not work on it for 2 weeks.
I mean, we're in that boat, right, we can't even get. You know, we can't even get allegiance to get our truck into work.
Right.
I've tried, everybody said, can you at least look at it, scan it, tell me what's wrong with it, I'll order the part fixed. And we're getting ready to buy another can.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you know, like.
I said we should.
So, I mean.
2 years into it now.
Right, you can't even, I was gonna say we buy this brand new truck, something was wrong with it. Or we look at it, it's cheap, I was just thinking that, you know, it's like, well, I was saying, what do you do?
And there's, what else to work on.
So cheaper, but so it's kind of no brainer.
I think we need them to rebid.
Very full, yeah. Like I said, I tend to be part, these are what I want to read off what he's doing. And, you know, say, oh, I'll let them for that.
There you
Bill comes up 14 grand, it was more cheaper.
You just look down, Brian, I know you're the one who's been looking at it, you're doing the labor on it. If you just look at 2 spec sheets.
It'll stay for way too much longer.
No, I don't.
He said, it's a money march, it's you know,
It's gonna catch up.
it's gonna catch us then, I'm afraid, yeah.
Army's gonna hit us.
So really important, is what covers this. Cheapest.
And then they have white.
I know some brand.
Car has a 24-inch longer bottom. On the wheelbase, who does?
They need
New car, yeah. Probably make the top one.
We don't need anything any long now, we don't, a long truck Japanese not gonna.
It's like,
Yeah, that's
full size versus.
Oh, yeah, it will be.
Yeah.
No,
Yep.
real family. It's a lot of money in our heads and. I do know when you do buy a certain brand. It's a warranty, which the manufacturer has to,
Yeah.
like I used to buy my vehicles at Foster's and Goss Dodge, we actually service center. I made a mistake of bringing up the papers. But, yeah, so.
Just wonder how they were done.
Yeah, I know you do it and die high dealership, but besides that.
Yeah.
It's just don't. She's still has dual alternators on new car, no. What's that? She still has dual alternators on new car, no. Okay. You're running a lot of stuff. I know.
I'd be fun for that room second. You think.
No, there's a big difference in the fires.
You thought it was super good. No, I
Yeah.
totally agree.
I just hate to see these guys get stuck with 2 trucks being down, not being able to get repaired and learn no what's going on.
They just still come up with it.
They got no graders back. Blade on.
40.
Yeah.
All we need is.
So at the chain.
It's not here.
Either that or reach out to some contractors.
Well,
You're all incredible, I use all question, or this is something
You know,
of that.
So yours is still dying now.
Well, we had Jamie fix the transmission in there. And it worked for a short period of time, but some symptoms are coming back. I think he kind of. Jimmy rigged it, to keep it going, but that's driving. But it has an issue. The diesel on it. It keeps losing power, then it keeps on, It'll run good for about a day, and then the light comes on like today, I drove it and it just. The hill coming up at my house, I can usually go up through there by your house in third gear, second gear, got a crawl. Up through there, there's no pan down, today, just trying to come up top of the hill. Just. It's, and I've looked underneath it and it looks like he's leaking a little bit of fluid, diesel fluid, but I can't pinpoint it. If I had to say it's part of the fuel pressure regulator system, it's all bolted in there, of course. Well, I'll take the wing off, the pan off, plow plane down to even get the hood up to look at it. And I don't even know if it's something we can fix.
You're gonna find that. Your big difference, your vehicle price is only about 2200. 2200, the rest of your price difference is all in the equipment that's going on. They don't have anything spec out in new car anyways. G-Stone has everything spec already as far as what the hopper style is and you know, all the other stuff that goes with it.
So could we ask new car to, I think that's what John suggested, that new car to the spec.
Cause your vehicle price is, G-Stone is 80,000. And your vehicle price at new car is 70, yeah.
Right.
You got $2,000 easy pay on a vehicle.
And you
You got $1,000 in all manage, you know what I mean? Yeah.
So there is a bit breakdown from your employees on
No, I don't. Okay. But there is on that one.
they're on this one,
What's that?
because that's a spreader 42. 1.1.
Well, maybe we're thinking that thought to go to diesel truck.
Is that what they have on the front? Do they have that on the front right here?
Yeah.
Bottom spreader. So they've got that, they just,
The specs are there.
so they're just specing his same,
Right.
they're specing this
Right here. Yeah.
on both trucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
That you were looking for, sure.
Well, this is, was looking to stay away from
Yeah, that's
the body that we have on our trucks.
Right.
And that was 12 years ago. But the body that we got the sheriff for is shot within 2 years, it was starting to rust through. Well, it's stainless,
all
but
right.
Does that say stainless to buy?
this one does, yeah.
Yeah, this is the stainless also. Another long stainless steel 10 gauge.
Yeah.
So what's the plan?
I still see contact with Kirk, every respect, so she's the only one putting this off.
That's what I'm saying, next one.
Well, the hell of a big call for this one. Does it make the vote tonight that we do it and pick up the numbers, see if you're finding that number, we go with whoever has. You know,
Can we authorize Al to do?
yeah, nothing wants to.
Yeah, I mean,
You've done.
I think either one of them. The Ford or the Dodge, I think either one of them are gonna be. I noticed they're both crew cab, are we thinking crew cab?
Yeah, I think they're looking for the summer months, so if they use that.
Okay.
They wouldn't have to drive trees.
No, I just, I don't.
It'll look kind of crazy, me driving down the road, these two guys running behind me. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care, I could have had love it, but, I just wasn't sure if that's what you wanted.
I think that's what when I asked you for what you wanted, I think that's what you said.
We did.
Yeah, you did.
What's your?
It does, it makes sense, I just wasn't sure if that's what you guys want. I don't think.
Well, we got number 3.5 crews.
Yeah,
When you get over there on one site.
Yeah.
We're back paying around again.
well,
Nobody's in Scotia, they're having 4 people on season.
I mean,
Okay,
so I'm going to pay.
let's just do a motion.
Go ahead.
Let's just do a motion that we accept the. First off, do a motion that we get the RAN or the suggestion of Valencourt or the information that we obtained from Valencourt and issues that are being found with appearance. That's my first motion. Okay, my second motion and the caveat of the second motion is that we contingent upon final pricing, we want the best price, but we're willing to go to the 124,000 if required. If there's something that deems that
was
to be the better.
One, so one of them, make it 1/3.
Up to 130,000, which is a 125. Whichever site has the most economical car with the economical truck with the same equipment.
Okay, so Tammy's gonna need that,
And rating.
well,
Why writing?
in writing or. Very, very clear, because that's gonna.
I make a motion that we go with the Dodge Ram option as the Ford has negative reviews from repair shops that we consider a qualified shop.
One motion at a time.
So that-
Motion being seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
No,
I make a motion. Make a motion that we authorize out to order the new truck, so long as it does not exceed $125,000. And he gets the most economical quote from whichever dealership it is, a G-Stone or a new car.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, you're the one that's getting labor.
Now, I think whichever one you like. I mean, try to quote that big thing to it.
And you don't have to tell me your opinion of it now,
No, I won't tell him how much you want. I would just.
Well,
I would say, I would just call new car and say, I need you to spec this like this, exactly.
Right, what else we got need to go?
Just.
Yes, it's telling you.
Did you?
Yes, Father.
Anybody else? What do you got?
My rate. Mine's the other, it's 27.
What's 27? That's not,
That's really gross.
that's supposed to, what?
I can't hear what's happening.
He wants a raise up to 2750, I think is what he just said. We didn't authorize that. Amount.
Oh, we can't talk about that.
Well, no, it's
It's
okay.
gonna be.
Right, it's not the right, great form.
I mean,
We generally talk about that in the executive session.
which we can do. You know, why? It's public knowledge.
Personnel issues.
But,
You
yeah,
don't necessarily want us airing that. No, I get that point.
So anything else on those besides your request?
Nope. You want me to check in session on this lesson?
We didn't even, we don't have a work, well, it's like, there's the one.
Well,
Yeah.
He's actually, if we want to go to executive session, discuss.
But it's not a warrant.
make a motion.
I'll make a motion with the executive session, discuss personnel issues.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there anybody who would like to invite you to executive session?
You gotta shut the video off.
Yeah, we also need to say what time we're going into executive session. I can't see the time.
It's.
25, it's on 25, we're going to executive session. Second. Motion's been made and seconded, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So we've come out of executive session at 9:23. So we recorded everything, I was very cautious to put that in.
Brian's all disgusting. No, it's just an operation.
Only other thing I have on roads. Is, we sent out a certified letter to residents on East Bakersfield. Intersection of East Bakersfield and Rich Cat, SN, garbage cans in the road.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You get a response? Yes. It's basically just arguing their case, I would just make sure that if it is out of the right of way, that we do not, make any contact with it, but.
It's a car and a big rubber.
Oh, so
Okay, now I know who it is.
Yes. I'm gonna continue to go to mail, will agree that, I don't believe we have.
Nothing else, no, police contract, that was.
Excellent,
We need to appoint Vera and Jason, no.
and they have both accepted this position?
I don't know, just as a point.
Okay.
I make a motion to appoint Vera and Jason as our others for the
Can you
campaign,
answer the
so
last name of that, please?
I don't know, Vera, lawyer and Jason Bat, there you go, as our other.
Second,
So motion is made to appoint Vera Ware and Jason Batt as auditor for the 2026 season.
Can I,
Filling out current. Positions for just this year. They're not taking over the term, they're just this year's.
just in that for it, contingent upon which,
Yeah, I mean, I assume, yeah, contingent upon their acceptance, agreed. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Merck? No Merck, okay, thank you. One short term rental. Warrants and reports are done. Go through update. There's no here. Where do we got it?
Nothing good to report.
Nothing new with me. Review the mail. Let go. Some things this is Justin's William. Sorry, Justin's brother, Jordan William. No, it's not here. Michelle Cameron. She CC'd, you know, she CC'd Jordan. She's following up on the speed pair. Yeah, obviously they're not letting it out. There's one down in Williston. That can be made available. Right now they took the salt and snow burning in sector. We circle back in spring. That is a person.
Excellent, yeah, and he made station contender from the base fire. Okay, so.
The email from Mac. Just saying that the other guy declined the position, which we know about now. Vermont Land Trust, this is literally notified, blah, blah, blah. They'll be closing on the purchase of grant growth, right conservation options. 240 acres of land located on Joel Road.
we had that for over a month and a half there.
So you guys start rather than me,
Yeah, I think we should probably clear that.
You haven't seen it yet.
Just look at the dates before you read them.
Okay,
Yeah, you're in the old mill now.
Yes. I've read this before.
Well, you should put that one back. Yeah.
Who's the blazing job?
We also have one that says that the rate of power for Green Mountain Power people may go down.
Oh, that was nice. It's changed now.
Only because they've been hitting us with this
Excellent.
emergency storm thing for the past year and a half and made $5.888 million off us.
Right.
So it's only yeah, they're gonna give us 10 cents off our bill. Yeah.
But like, I
Bear comp or vocal. I have no idea about that.
Absolutely, I just do that in there. Because now we're talking about budgeting next year or something.
yeah.
That's fair, that's.
Yeah.
I just, that doesn't sure what. You know, I'm very long.
adjourn.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Okay,
Okay, good night.
Good night or good morning, Scott.
That's just, yeah.
If you want to stop the recording.